Aloha and welcome to this brief tutorial on Google Drive, provided to you by the No'eau Center for Writing, Math, and Academic Success at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. Today we're focusing on utilizing Google Drive as a student. Google Drive is a fantastic online learning tool that can really assist students in being successful within their courses. Google Drive, as I mentioned, is a really helpful online tool, and it's particularly helpful for saving your work or developing new material. In this module, we're going to be introducing you to Google Drive as an online tool that you can use as an online distance learner. And in particular, we're going to be looking at two aspects of Google Drive. The first is Google Docs, which is a writing tool that students can use to create and save essays. And the second tool is Google Slides, a presentation tool that students can use to create and save presentations. Google Docs and Google Slides are housed within Google Drive. So first, let's begin with a few basics on Google Drive. First, a little more information on Google Drive. Google Drive is a really neat tool that allows you to save documents, share files, create presentations, and even develop documents, and much more, all online. In order to access Google Drive, you need to first be logged into your UH Gmail account. After logging into your UH Gmail account, you'll notice a series of dots in forming a square up in the upper right-hand corner of your Google or Gmail account. Here's an image depicting that square with all those dots. If you click on that square with all of those dots, it'll open you up to a resource that says Drive. And you click on Drive and you will come to this new page that has a lot of different information, including information on the left-hand side of your browser that says New, My Drive, Shared with Me, Google Photos, and more. We want to focus on that New button circled on my screen here. If you click on that New button, it will take you to several different resources. You'll see here that there's an option for file upload, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and more. The really neat thing about Google Drive is that it allows you to save files online. Rather than constantly mailing or emailing yourself files, you can simply upload those files into your Google Drive. One easy way to do that is to simply click the File Upload tab or button. After clicking the File Upload button, you will be taken to a browser that will allow you to choose files from your documents or your desktop or kind of wherever you've stored those documents. And you simply click on your document, click Upload, and it will upload into your Google Drive. I want to talk now a little bit about accessing more of the resources on your Google Drive. So, as we mentioned, on that same button, there's lots of different features from file upload to Google Docs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this Google Docs button. After clicking on that Google Docs button, I'll be taken to a page with a lot of different templates that I can use for different things, whether it be resumes or letters or whatnot. But in this case, I want to start a new document, so I'm going to click on the blank page. You'll note that blank is on the very left-hand side of my screen. After clicking on that blank document, I'm taken to a blank document. It may look similar to a Microsoft Word document, but it's just a Word doc that I can develop an essay in, or create a resume in, or develop a to-do list for different assignments, or maybe even personal activities. This is a really fantastic way to create your own documents and save them online. The cool thing about Google Docs is that you never have to click a Save button. Google Docs consistently saves your document every few seconds as long as you have Wi-Fi access or some type of internet access. So let's explore Google Docs a little more. I'm going to go ahead and click on a new Docs here, and we can see a couple of different things. Here I have Untitled Document. If I click on this button, it will allow me to rename the document. And let's say I'm taking a Psych 100 course, and my professor is Dr. Good. That's one way I can title my document. Here I can start typing information like Psych 100, and this might be for a particular assignment. In this case, we'll say I'm focusing on assignment number 2, and I can begin writing my essay if I'd like. There's a couple cool features with this document as well. If I highlight my information here and click over to Arial, hover it, you'll notice that this is font. And there's lots of different fonts to choose from. Now if I scroll down, I'm trying to find a font that I really think would work well. And if I kind of move my browser up here a little bit, I find Times New Roman. I really like to use Times New Roman, so I'm going to use that. Okay, another thing I've noticed is that the font is a little bit small. So if I click on the number here and hover over it, it says font size. So if I click on that, I can change my font, and I'm going to stick with 12-point font. There's lots of other neat tools that I can utilize within Google Docs. For example, I can bold words, underline them, italicize and underline them, or I can change colors. I can highlight. I can insert a hyperlink if I'd like, which is linking to some type of external website. Another thing I can do is center or make my writing flushed right. I can also change my spacing between my lines. So most professors like double spaced, so I can do that, or I can move it back to single space. If I'm writing a couple bullet points, and I want to kind of bullet point these out, I can bullet point them with numbers, or I can bullet point them with little dots, and I can remove or clear all of the formatting if I'd like to. One really cool tool that I would like to show you as well is if you click on File, there's a bunch of different things you can do here. I can share this document, so if I click Share, I can type in someone's email address and click on that email, and then I can click Send. So that's kind of a cool tool. Another really cool tool has to do with printing. So if I click on this printer here, oh, it looks like it's not pulling up for me, but oh, there we go. It took a little second, but I've just, by clicking on that printer, converted this file into a PDF form that I can then print from my printer. Some other things that are neat are I can download as a Word document. So some of you might be familiar with Microsoft Suite, and I can simply download it as a document, or I can download my file as a PDF. I can email my file as an attachment. I can even look at my version history, which means all of the edits that I've made thus far. So it's kind of neat. Now say, I've done something and I regret doing it. So I can go back here and click Undo, which will remove all of the things that I've done. Or if I decide, hey, I actually want that information, I can redo and click on this button here and make my document revert back to what I had done previously. So those are some really cool tools that I definitely recommend when utilizing Google Docs. All right, so let's get back to our presentation here. and we're going to move on. Now that I've created my Google Docs, if I go back to my Google Drive page, you'll notice that my Google Docs has come right back up here, and it might take a second to load to show my Psych 100 Dr. Good title. But I didn't have to click save or anything because it automatically saved for me. Now I want to go back to my new button here, and when I click on that new button I will get this list of different buttons, and I want to introduce you to Google Slides, which is a really fantastic presentation tool that's very similar to PowerPoint. So after clicking on that button, Google Slides, it'll take me to a page that's similar to the Google Docs page. I can either start with a new presentation or choose between a template gallery. And to find that template gallery, you just need to click here on the upper right-hand portion of your screen, and that will give you a list of different types of templates to choose from. I've decided to click on the blank Google Slides document, and so clicking on a blank document brings you to this page. Looks very similar to a PowerPoint. And again, the cool thing about Google Slides is that you don't have to save any material that you've worked on as long as you have Wi-Fi access, because like Google Docs, Google Slides saves every couple of seconds, so you don't have to worry about losing any of your work. If we look up close, there's a bunch of different features, and some of them are very similar to, again, our what we know as PowerPoint. So let's go ahead and explore the new Google Slides. Okay, so like I said, I've clicked on a very plain document here, but if I click on theme, I get a list of different types of themes here. So I'm going to go ahead and change my theme, and I'm going to click on this because I think it looks attractive, and this is my title page, or my first kind of page of my presentation, similar to that you would find in a any type of PowerPoint presentation. Now, if I want to insert a slide, I can go ahead and click Insert, scroll to the bottom, and click New Slide. And I've got a new slide. Now say, this slide is okay, but I really want to change my layout a little bit. And so if I click on Layout, I get lots of different slide options, and I think this is an intriguing slide, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I can simply change my slide. Now I'm going to go back to Insert, and I'm going to go ahead and click on a new slide here, and you'll notice that it repeats the slide. But maybe two of these same slides are a little bit much, so I'm going to go back and change my layout again to something a little bit different. So it's a really neat tool. I really like it, and I think it's very convenient because, again, all of my changes are saved automatically, so I never have to worry about constantly going back and saving or losing something. I'm going to go ahead and retitle this slide exactly how I did in my Google Docs, and this is also for my Psych 100 class, so I'm going to go ahead and rename my document that. And there's a lot of cool features. Again, if I click on a slide and I want to change my font, I can click on Font, scroll down and choose a font that I like. And if I click these three dots more, it'll show me more information, and I can change my font size, I can bold my font, italicize it, underline it, change my font color, and do lots of different formatting options. So it's a really neat tool to utilize. Another cool thing that I wanted to show you is our Insert tool. So you can insert images, text box, videos, shapes, tables, lots of different things, even animation, very similar to that of PowerPoint. But if I click on image, I have a couple different options. I can upload from my computer, I can search the web, or I can even take a picture. But if I click on search the web, I am instantly connected to Google Images. And so maybe I want a picture of a rose. So I'll go ahead and click on that, and that will be inserted into my document. And then I can click the sides and drag them down to change the size or whatever works for my document. So that's a little bit of Google Slides. It's a really great tool that you might consider in your next presentation. And that just about wraps up our workshop today. I think now you're ready to start practice using Google Drive as an online student. So I'd like to congratulate you. You're definitely on your way to mastering a new online tool. Mahalo, and thank you so much for joining us.